One day, Saitama sees an advertisement for the World Martial Arts Tournament. Anyone who can beat all the fighters and surpass the champion gets 5 million zeni. Saitama decides to go to the world stage and try to compete with Mr. Hercule. Little does he know that he has now stepped into the Dragon Ball world, and this will not be a walk in the park. Hercule and Majin Buu have this agreement where Majin Buu goes out and competes every single year and gets to the final round, because no one on Earth is going to knock out Majin Buu. And then when Majin Buu gets to the final round with Hercule, he throws the match and lets Hercule remain the champion. That's been their gig for years, but now Saitama is challenging and all that could change. And it does. Hercule, being the showman he is, wants to try and give the crowd something new. Instead of Majin Buu in the finals every year, this time he tells Buu to throw the match in the finals, and he will be able to take care of the last guy on his own. Not knowing that a god-level entity will be competing in this tournament, they agree, and the tournament begins. The first match is Saitama up against the guy that Goten fought in the kids division, All Grown Up. The days of Goku and the great fighters competing in this tournament have long gone. Now we just have the guy that Goten fought, All Grown Up. Saitama punches him once and it ends the fight. He one-taps all of his opponents up until he gets into the final round, against the one and only Majin Buu. Saitama and Mr. Buu meet in the finals. Whoever wins this fight gets the opportunity to fight Mr. Satan, and usually what would happen is Majin Buu would tap a guy out of the ring and then lose to Mr. Satan in the final round. But this is One Punch Man. It's actually a pretty good fight. Buu lunges at Saitama and Saitama is taken completely off guard because so far, to him, all the fighters in the tournament have been trash. He tries to punch his head off, but Buu's head sinks into his body like the fat tub of lard he is, and then punches Saitama in the face. So they're just getting a feel for each other's power, and then it cuts to Hercule. As usual, he is sleeping through this entire tournament, but when he sees what's going on with Buu and Saitama, he straight away knows that this guy is on the same level as Goku and the others, and he's trying to tell Buu, forget what I said earlier, just make sure you knock this guy out, because he knows he's not going to be able to beat Saitama. Buu and Saitama continue having this really interesting fight. Buu rips up a part of his body and throws it at him. Saitama breaks out of it, then punches a hole straight through his stomach. Buu regenerates, then slaps back, but he remembers what Hercule said earlier. He can take care of the final guy. So the next time Saitama punches him, Buu lands out of the ring, and now it is just left with Mr. Satan having this look on his face, knowing that he has to fight Saitama in the championship round of the World Tournament. Hercule is fearing that he is about to be exposed. This guy comes out of nowhere and just one punches you. It would be the worst thing for him. They'd have to tear down the statue they made. Hercule would be outed as a complete fraud if this doesn't go his way. Saitama looks at Hercule and is thinking, this is the champion, huh? Well, very interesting. But when Hercule looks at Saitama, it's the complete opposite thing. He sees that he's this bald, skinny guy with a cape, and he thinks this can't be real. There's no way he could beat Majin Buu. He thinks he's dreaming. Hercule must be a massive lucid dreamer because he gets all of his confidence back, and now he's doing all this talk to Saitama. The match begins, and Saitama flicks Hercule in the face, and that's about it for Hercule. One flick from Saitama is all it takes. He does get up from this flick though, and gives Saitama a big kick in the face. Saitama just stands there, and it's a very similar situation to Android 18 in the Buu Saga, but Saitama doesn't really understand what's going on at the moment. He punches Hercule again, and you've got to give it to Mr. Satan. He stands up again, taking a flick and a punch from Saitama. It's pretty impressive. As the fight goes on, Saitama is beginning to understand and feel a bit of sympathy for Hercule. He sees all the cheers around him, all the people that love him so much, and he says, hit me with your best move. In a way, he's feeling bad for him, and he doesn't want to humiliate him this badly in front of all these people. Saitama's a good guy. Hercule kicks him in the face and Saitama gets smacked to the ground and says, that hurt. I give up. The crowd then erupts with cheers of Mr. Satan winning and keeping his belt. Hercule has no idea what's going on. He didn't even tell Saitama to do this, but Saitama gets up and says, I was really moved by your spirit, champ. Hercule whispers in his ear, I'll give you the prize money after, just stop by my office. And that's basically the story of how Hercule almost got found out. A few days later, it then cuts to Hercule doing a specific kind of training. He is out amongst the town, going for a run. After meeting Saitama, knowing that he was just a regular human, Hercule is now trying to copy his training, and that is actually where the story ends. That was the story of how Hercule almost got found out. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video.